Welcome to The Unfiltered Athlete. I'm Mike Bourne and I'm here to talk about all things sport and fitness related, aiming to give valuable insights, experience and knowledge from as many athletes and their given sports as possible. Don't forget to show some love by hitting the like and subscribe button and turn on the notification settings so that you don't miss out on any exciting guests. Now sit back, relax and enjoy this week's episode. Let's get cracking. Episode 6 here of The Unfiltered Athlete. I'm sat with Arron.
None other than Arron Honzik.
Arron Honzik's the one. See it? So Arron has recently moved here to Dubai. How long have you been in Dubai now?
Just gone a year.
Just gone to you into your second year.
Actually, not even a year. I think it's a year next month.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So I would still class him as fresh off the boat.
Yeah, fresh off the boat.
Settling into Dubai life. And obviously Arron has joined Aliyah, been at Aliyah for a while now. And the reason why I got Arron onto The Unfiltered Athlete is to talk about his story, to talk about his journey, and to basically go over any obstacles that he's faced and all the hard work that he's put in to get to where he is now. And you've got quite a story to tell. So I'll let you sort of introduce yourself, age, where you're from, and obviously what your upbringing was like, where you grew up, and any sports that you played growing.
So I'm 34 years old, originally from Middlesbrough in Teesside, which is like northeast, near Newcastle. Sports-wise, I didn't do a great deal. I'd done a little bit of rugby in school.
Yeah.
But I didn't really pursue any sort of sport until I started going to the gym. I was weight training and I started doing a bit of Thai boxing, and then I done Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Okay. Nice.
And I'd done that until my accident in 2017. But like as a kid, I wasn't really a sporty sort of person. No. I mean, I've done various sports growing up, like karate, swimming, and bits and bobs, but never really like stuck at anything like with it.
Yeah.
I sort of wasn't passion driven by anything, so like football and stuff like that, it just all phased out for me.
Okay. It's interesting because obviously, like now that you're sort of on the CrossFit scene, as it were, I would say that your dedication and your passion is clear to see.
Yeah.
And which is interesting. If you've not had that before, to see such drive now. So obviously, for those that don't know, Arron's in the Adaptive CrossFit Games. Just come back from the Adaptive CrossFit Games champs in September that were in Las Vegas. And your category is with hip?
Seated 2 with hip, yeah.
Seated 2 with hip. What does that mean? What's the difference between seated 2 with hip and is it the one without? Or?
Yeah, so you've got with and without.
Yeah, what's the difference between
the
two?
So my injury is a L2 incomplete, which means that I've still got some function below the hip, so I'm paralysed like knee down.
Yeah.
I've got limited movement in my quads and hamstrings and glutes, but some people will have nothing.
Okay.
Which means that like, you know, you would have an advantage, like let's say you were doing like a deadlift. You know, you can brace with your legs to some degree.
Whereas other people don't.
Yeah, some people don't have legs, so
yeah.
It's a bit like they might have full function of here, but then they've got nothing further down. Or I mean, it's so when you look at the athletes and actually what's wrong with them injury wise, it's such a wide. Some people have never been in an accident, but they might have like a type of like disease that will waste away the muscles, or some type of like neuropathic disease, that I don't know if that's the word, but where they're sort of not getting the signals to there's so many different like injuries. It's such a wide sort of spectrum.
2017 was your accident.
Yeah.
If you don't mind talking about like what happened, and obviously what was the process after the accident?
So I was hit by a car in 2017. I was in a real bad way actually. I went to hospital. I was in a coma for 7 days, and then I was in hospital for a total of 11 months.
Wow, 11 months.
Yeah, I was in a real bad way. sort of changed my full outlook on life and what's important and what to pursue, what to not pursue and stuff like that. So
and this is the reason why I wanted to get you on here as well, because to me your whole mindset and your whole view of life has obviously changed. It's interesting to see what your views on that are now.
Yeah. So when I was in hospital, I sort of had to leave my job. I was a crane operator.
Yeah.
At the Tees port. It's like a big like a port where they do. I used to unload ships with a crane. Couldn't do that anymore, and I was sort of in a position where I thought, like, I got told I'd never work again.
Never work or never walk?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah. So I had like this pep talk with this guy who was like, sat me down and he was like, I just need you to realise that you'll never walk again, you'll never work again. Wrote me a note to give to my employer saying that I wasn't going back and but you can't listen to people like that.
Yeah, true.
And
do you think that he? Do you think there's a reason why they do that? Why they tell you things or they don't? Do you think that they don't want to give you too much hope?
Well, that's it. So the UK is so woke. If they're said to you, you might walk, and then in a year's time I go back and I go, you said I might, and you built my hopes up, and I'll sue you, and they're not interested. They'd rather tell you like there's no chance, and then. I mean,
basically, if something does happen, that's like a bonus. That's like a miracle, as it were.
Yeah. Well, I was very. I mean, I say lucky, but it's not luck. It's down to sort of how. There's a bit of luck involved.
Yeah.
But if I'd have listened to him and I'd have just stayed in bed and never pursued anything, then I would never know.
Yeah.
And a lot of weak-minded people will take that route because they think, what's the point? Like you go through so long of even just trying to stand up, bear your weight, and nothing happens, and like it's really damaging, like mentally, and it's so easy to give up and just think, am I wasting my time?
So the 11 months that you was in hospital, were you like working with physios at that point, or was that all after?
No, so the best sort of physio I got in the first sort of 6 months. Was someone would come for like 10 or 15 minutes and just sort of stretch you out, just so you didn't like seize up, because if you're not moving, I mean, I was moving my arms and stuff like that, but sort of hip down, you can get really tight because if your legs aren't moving, you're just laid in bed, they all like, I think they shrink, and then you're like...
It's atrophy, isn't it? You like lose muscle mass, as it were.
Yeah, so...
Because you're not moving.
So we done that, and then I got to the point where they'd take me, where I could get out of bed and get in a wheelchair. So this is like late on, like 9 months in or something, because I had like really bad lacerations right down my bum, my legs, and if you sort of like, you'll have noticed like all the way right down here is just was like red raw.
So did you have to have like skin grafts or anything like that?
Yeah. So I've had. This is why these are all thingy, because they took skin from everywhere. But because I was laid on it for so long. It was really hard for me to heal because there was so much pressure on it, so it took so long. But then I got to the point where I could get in a chair, which like allowed me out of my sort of bed space, and I could go to the gym, and you could do a resistance band or moving bean bags, and then I was thinking, what's the point in this? Like, it's a total waste of time.
Yeah.
But knowing what I know now, it's like just get moving, do what you can.
Yeah.
And that was sort of my takeaway is like, just do what you can. Still to this day.
Because you're still a big boy. Like, you're still very big upper body. And obviously, I didn't know you before your accident. So was you this size before, or you put more muscle mass on since?
No, I was like a similar size. I used to really enjoy like weightlifting, jiu-jitsu. I was a big guy. I was like 97 kilos was my weight.
And what do you weigh now?
I'm down to 85.
85. It's a big difference as well.
But with no legs, I'm probably bigger.
That's what I mean. Like, I feel like that I've seen you train over the last year, and I feel like you've obviously got a bit because of the amount of training, the volume that you've put in.
Yeah.
And obviously that's sort of like, before you moved here, what sort of stuff were you doing in the gym, if any, to keep yourself fit and able?
So in terms of after my accident,
yeah.
So I went the first place I went to was just like a commercial gym, and I just sort of done what I could. There was a bike there. You know the bikes where they've sort of got like an L-shaped seat.
Yeah.
And I could get off my wheelchair and get in there, and I could just get my legs moving. And Chloe got me a Peloton for Christmas.
Okay.
So I started going on the Peloton. I lost a lot of weight because I got really fat, like really fat. And like when I say like I'm fat and I'm not, like I was fat.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because I'd just been, for my own sanity, I'd just been like going out in the car with my mates.
Yeah.
A lot of them were like in the car trade and stuff, and driving around picking cars up from all over the country and just like eating out with service stations and you know, like.
And obviously being in a sat down position,
Yeah, you're burning nothing.
Yeah.
You're not moving. So I did put a lot of weight on, and I got to the point where I was just like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
And obviously at this point I couldn't walk either.
I've been there actually. I had a job before I moved out to Dubai. Actually, I used to like bit of part time. I used to deliver passports.
Oh yeah.
And I deliver like 100 a day kind of thing. And I found that like the more that I was like sat down in the car, the more weight I put on, because you are just so inactive as you just sat down for prolonged periods of time, and it does make a difference. So when they say things about get up from your desk, walk around, get a few steps in, it might not sound like it does make a difference, but over the day, over the course of the time, it does all add up, and it can help for sure. So I mean I get where you're coming from there about being sat down for prolonged.
Especially like office workers, because someone might have an office job. They might wake up, go to work for like 8 o'clock, have a late finish at 6, and then get home and think, I'm knackered, I just want to...
Can't be arsed now.
Yeah. And I have sort of a theory of like, the less you do, the less you do.
Yeah.
So like, if you're on the go all day, you sort of get more energy off the back of it.
Yeah. No,
whereas if you like have a lazy day, you don't feel like doing anything, do you?
Yeah, like sometimes you get up early in the morning, you might feel tired, might feel, a bit, I need a bit more sleep. But then by the time you're up, by the time you might have had a coffee, or you've sort of walked around, you've done something, you actually like, I don't need to go back to bed now, as it were.
Yeah.
But sometimes if you do sleep in for that long, over your usual routine, a lot of people complain and say, I feel really tired, I feel really sluggish. I think it's because you're sort of like, you're breaking that routine, and also you feel sluggish because you might have had good rest, but you've not woke yourself up properly because you've probably overslept or something. That's what I
Oversleeping's really bad for me.
Yeah.
If I ever sleep in on my rest day, I feel like really groggy.
Yeah. I think it's needed, but like it's not necessarily like that's why you would do it on a rest day, because you are like trying to let that body sort of reset, as it were. So I understand. I know you always say like after a rest day.
Oh, I hate. Yeah. The day after, terrible. I feel dead.
Because it is the body sort of like getting itself back going again, but that rest is so important for the body to recover. But going back to your training, so like so obviously then you moved out to Dubai.
Yeah. So just before. So sorry, when I moved house, I got a gym. I got a gym put in the house, really good, all like commercial machines and like whatever else. And I was just training in there for a long time. I'd just have like the lads who'd come round and do a session and stuff like that. And 2 lads who I trained with, Mick and Ricky, they always said, come to CrossFit Teesside. And they were like, you can adapt the workouts and this and that. And I was thinking, there's no way I can turn up to a class.
Yeah.
I was on my feet, but like by then it was only a year ago. I got walking like in about 2020.
Yeah.
And sort of alongside like lifting weights and doing what I was doing, I'd try and do like long walks and just set myself like little goals. So the first one I done was rosemary topping, which is like you won't have heard of it. It's like a sort of like peak in North Yorkshire. Okay. It's not big, but it's like a sort of landmark more than anything. And I always was in hospital. I'd say I'll climb that one day, and I'd done that just off my own back. One day I just woke up and I thought, I'm climbing that today, and I had like a cast on my leg. Like thinking back now, like what an idiot. And I just went up on crutches and people were like, wow. And what, when you have a cast and they give you like that boot that goes over it, and it's like the
grey one.
Yeah. With no grip, it's just flat. And I was sliding, like coming back down. I was actually a little bit scared actually. But yeah, I'd done that, and then
with your crutches though.
Yeah, with my crutches, yeah. I'd done that. I was knackered, and then I thought, like, how good's that? I wonder what else I can do. So then,
So you think that was your turning point?
yeah.
Yeah.
So then I'd start doing like 5Ks, 10Ks, and just like sort of getting out walking, and I'd have loads of people messaging me saying like you're putting me on my toes today, like I couldn't be asked training, and I've seen you doing that and whatever. Like I put my Strava on and stuff like that, and that's sort of encouraging, because you know when you're just doing it for yourself, like you do a 5K, you think that's nothing. Like I used to do this, I used to do that. But then sort of other people see you and what position you're in, and it sort of like gives you a little push.
Yeah.
Then I committed to doing the 3 peaks. So that was like one of the toughest things I've ever done, that mentally more than anything.
Yeah.
I think they took us, I think one was 11 hours and the other 2 were about 13, 14 hours, something like that.
Yeah.
Like really tough.
What was the weather like?
Scaffold Pike was horrendous.
Rain?
Lashed down the whole time, yeah.
That must be hard as well, like in the rain, because your hands are getting wet, and obviously your hands pressing
it's
down.
It's very shaley, yeah. Oh, it's like doing dips for 16 hours.
Yeah. That's what I mean, but you must have to like grip extra hard because of the water and stuff as well. Like.
Oh, you get to the point where your hands are just like cramping so bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I done it with my dad and some of the lads I work with. That was really good. So I done Scaffold Pike first, and then we done Snowdon in Wales, and then we done Ben Nevis. I mean, that was a long day there, but it was beautiful weather. Snowing at the top, it was like we had to go through the snow and all. It was a really good experience. And then I finished that and thought, what else can I do?
Yeah.
Then I done a half marathon row. Then I done a full marathon row on the erg in the garage.
Yeah.
People
just by yourself?
Just by myself. Before I was 13, people were like, "Are you mental?" I was like, "I think so."
Yeah. Maybe that's what I mean. Like, you say that obviously this has changed you in a way. Like, you know, you say that you were lucky, as it were, but in a way, like, obviously your mindset on life and the positivity that you sort of show is amazing. Like I've said it to you before. Like, you know, sometimes I joke and I was like, I can't be arsed today. I'm shattered, or I'm getting older. You know, this and this. And then I look over at you smashing out a workout, and I'm like, yeah, I've got to do something here. I've got no excuse, as it were. And you always push through. Obviously your commitment's there, dedication's there, and I think that obviously as bad as it is what happened to you, I think it obviously must have changed something. Flicked a switch inside you to want more.
Oh yeah. So I sort of got the mindset where I'd try and compete with like able-bodied people.
Yeah.
I was thinking like, who else is rowing a marathon today? No one.
Yeah.
And that sort of like fires me up. So I'd done that, and then someone said, so Mick and Ricky said, come to CrossFit Teesside. If you come on a Wednesday, it's like a partner ward, and I'll be your partner and whatever.
Yeah.
And I went, and I turned up and I was thinking, I don't know what I'm going to do. And they were like, don't worry about it. And I can't remember what the workout was, but they were like really accommodating. I'd done all the barbell stuff. I'd done seated on a box and the ski erg on a box. And I thought, you know what, I really enjoyed that. It was like something different. You know, when you do like just bodybuilding style workouts, it's like, it's so boring.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
You do the same thing every time.
Each to their own, though, I guess. I know some people love it, but I'm the same as you. I want to be moving around more. You know, I don't want to be seated doing stuff. I want that sweatiness as well. I want something that's going to be like that. That was tough. That was really.
Yeah.
Not that bodybuilding's not hard, but like, you know, it's one of them ones where the I guess it's the intensity of the work is what's the addicting part.
Yeah, like the feeling when you're finishing, you're just like laid on the floor dead. There's no better feeling, is there? So I think I'd done that for a month, and then Lee. Do you know Lee Howe? He was in the CrossFit Games. He's like 2016, I think. It's like old school.
Yeah.
He went to Dubai at the same time as me on holiday, and I was on holiday, but I just never went back.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Fair. I didn't know that. I actually thought you like planned to move out here.
No, so Chloe came, and my plan was to sort of work in the UK and just sort of dip in and out, but I never went back.
Yeah, got here and you just like, oh.
Yeah, no, I was staying with her in downtown, and there was like a little, you know, every parkie's got a pull-up bar and stuff like that, and I was doing that. I went to a few shred fast kettlebell classes, which is like, a lot of the stuff there is standing.
Yeah.
You're sort of in like a prone position. So I sort of struggled a little bit with that. And then one day I was going to Shredfast at 971, and I seen CrossFit Alive and thought, that looks like a little gym. I didn't realise it was like two, like the whole thing. So I stuck my head and I was like, wow, that's big.
Yeah.
And
so we're very lucky over here for sure that the facility that we've got is, you know, it's sort of second to none really in this region. That's for sure. We've got a lot of equipment, a lot of space, and a good community. So.
Yeah, and then
I think I remember one of your first days that you came in actually, because obviously you was here before all the refurbs that we just had as well. And I remember seeing.
So I started in December.
Yeah, I remember you sat next. I think I sat next to you on one of the bar thing that we used to have, and had a chat with you then.
Yeah, so it was. So it hasn't even been a year.
Yeah. So when you like obviously came in and you started training, like, did you come into the gym thinking, I know I'm gonna try and qualify for the adaptive games, or was it just I'm just going to come in and train first, and then you thought actually,
no, I just wanted to get moving and sort of get some structure back, because I had sort of like a couple of months living in downtown where I was like in holiday mode and I was doing nothing. I was just like wandering around you know when you come here you feel like you're a little bit lost. So
yeah, don't worry, I'm just checking that you're still in the screen. Move this well.
Oh, sorry mate. Yeah, so I went there just for a bit of structure.
Yeah.
And I only applied for the Open just to sort of see like what it was and where.
Because you'd never done it before, had you? Obviously, no. It was the first time this year, and I think that's obviously this is the kind of story that I wanted to get onto, was the fact that you'd never done the Open before. You didn't really know what it was, and within the space of less than probably 8 months, you've gone from not knowing what it was to qualifying, to doing your semi-finals and qualifying for the games, and then going to the games, and obviously we'll get onto it. You know, literally being on the podium for the whole weekend, and I think that it's again. Let's go over that story. So you do the Open, and obviously you've got to go through the qualification.
Yeah,
process.
so I remember printing the first workout off. I'd been like up all night, nervous. Like it was like such a big deal, and I'd never done 2 out of the 3 movements.
So you just had to think of it on the spot.
So I was saying to Jake, like, what's this? And he was like, I don't know. Like, how would I know? It was like, one was wheelies and one was like it was like a med ball slam.
Okay.
But it wasn't, I don't think it was called that. I can't remember what it was called. So basically we'd done the workout and then we realised we'd done it all wrong.
To redo it.
Yeah, which is not a bad thing, because I obviously got time to practice and stuff like that.
But that's standard in the Open for anyone really. Yeah. They'll do it once and be like, oh, I need to do it again. I can do better.
So we done that. Then there was M3 workouts and I came 6th.
In that one workout?
No. So the first one I done really bad.
Okay.
I think the other ones was I can't remember what they were, but one was like a big row.
Yeah.
I remember you were there when I done that, and I done really well. I think I come like 2nd on that. And the other one was the in the Open where they had the wall walks. Yeah. It was like box walkovers, and I done well in that as well. So I come 6th overall, and I was like, bloody hell. Because I'd been since I started CrossFit, I'd been looking at the adaptive category. Yeah. And I sort of knew all the guys by name, and I'd looked at some of the workouts. And before I'd done the Open, I tried some of the games workouts, and I thought I haven't done too bad there.
Compared to what they'd done before. Yeah.
And then semi-finals, I'd done. Obviously, I had a lot more time to train. Got fitter. I came 4th. And by the time I got to the games, like, I'd improved so much. Yeah. Even like 8 weeks before the games, like, we realised how to sort of like clean properly and stuff like that, just by watching other people's like clips. Yeah.
So you learn a lot off YouTube, basically.
Yeah, because looking at other people's like Open workouts and things like that, because no one's like Jake's done like an amazing job of what he's done, but nobody showed him what to do. Yeah. Because it's like,
well, it's not common for us.
It's such a niche. Yeah. No, you would never know.
We haven't had any. We've had one adaptive athlete come through like in drop-ins before. I think she was from Kuwait or Qatar or something. She had one arm. So obviously we've adapted workouts for her before in the classes and stuff. But we actually haven't had anyone that's come through and really sort of set themselves up to qualify out of Alive and go through all the processes with us. So I get what you're saying there, because even, you know, if you were to ask someone off the top of their head, oh, what's this movement, or how do you do this? Like, I can't demonstrate a wheelie to you. Do you know what I mean?
Of course,
it is very niche, because it is something, you know, you being in the wheelchair is something that we don't practice that. And obviously as well, I think what would make the wheelchair harder for us is we've got a lot more lower body weight than you.
Yeah.
So it's harder to even get that position.
Well, I guess so, there is some gyms where they sort of like specialise in that field. Yeah. And I guess they'll have like seminars, people will come in from other gyms who are adaptive athletes and stuff like that. But there's been loads of times where me and Jake have just been like scratching our heads thinking, right, are we going to do this?
Yeah.
And some of the techniques we've came up with on our own have actually been like better than what other people have been like learning for years, like especially like multi ropes and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say I know that you went all in basically. And at one point I was like, Arron's got a bit of an addiction here, because you were so focused on what other people have done. You were like, I watched this video, look at this video, look at the way that, I remember you like, you know, taking it all in. It was amazing to see, because you could see how much you wanted to learn and how serious you wanted to take it and how determined you were to get to the games. And obviously in the semi-finals was the semi-finals first, wasn't it? So it's open, semi-finals.
The semis then, yeah.
And then the games. And the semi-finals came, and there was how many workouts were there in the semis?
I think there was 4.
4 total.
No, sorry, there was 3, but one was a part A and B.
Yeah, double score. Yeah, and obviously you smashed that, did really well there, and obviously then qualified for the games, which were in September in Vegas.
Vegas, yeah.
How did you feel like once you knew you qualified, and the time frame between qualifying and going to the games? What was your mindset with your training there? Did you feel more pressure leading up to it? Did you put more pressure on yourself? And how do you feel that your prep was leading up to the game?
I think sort of like when I got to the games, I was like super fit. Technique was probably the best it could have been in that short time. I think I was sort of like prepared for it.
Yeah.
I mean, I never really put pressure on myself because I had nothing to lose.
Yeah.
It's not as if I went last year and I'd done really well and I had to sort of like repeat and keep a standard. In my head, I was just going to the gym.
Yeah. I remember you say you were confident in thinking that you could get onto the podium. I think was probably the goal going into it, because of the workouts that you'd seen where you'd finished. I know that probably your weakest point is probably your wheelchair work.
Like skill work, yeah.
But I remember you obviously, you have learnt things on the fly. I remember the first time that you were doing ring muscle ups in the workout as well, and looking at where you could put your hands and stuff. So when you then get to the games, do the nerves kick in? Was there, did you feel pressure once you got there, or was it really nice to obviously meet other people in your category and then just move through it and enjoy?
Well, the hardest part of it was I've never competed before.
Yeah.
So like I didn't know what was going on. People saying like go to the corral, and I was thinking what's a corral, and like go to the warm up area, and I was like I'd never been there before, and it was everything was just like brand new. Done the first workout, and that was just like a total blur. I can't remember anything apart from I remember coming down off the last rope climb, and I'd filled it was the 6 rope climbs.
Yeah, I think
I filled the last one, and then by the time I saw it, Jake was like, don't go. And I was like, ready to go. He was like, don't move. Anyway, I went, and then when I got back down, I was looking around and I was thinking, I'm last. And then I was thinking, no, I'm not. so then I sort of shot off on it, and I finished really well on that, strong. And then I'd done the second workout, which was the ski.
That was brutal, I remember.
Really good, yeah. That was a 18-minute time cap with the pace board.
Yeah.
Max distance in both. Loved that. It was really good. Again, like I think I'd done like really well. I felt like I had a little bit more left when I finished, which is not a bad thing.
Yeah.
I never finished last and thought I had loads left, so I was never worried about that. But then when I finished that, like people were thinking, who is this guy?
Yeah. I remember, so I think within the first like 4 workouts or something, you get like 2 firsts and 2 seconds or something along those lines. Or...
So I came second in every workout apart from my first. So I had five scores. I came second in all of them apart from I had a first when I done the bar complex.
Yeah. I think that was probably the one that shocked people.
I came second on the Echo bike and I lost like what 10-15 seconds because there was no handle on it.
Handle came off. Yeah, cause I mean you were sitting pretty. So basically, like obviously for those that don't know, Arron was top of the leaderboard on.
I was 40 in front.
Yeah, 40 points ahead, top of the leaderboard after day 1, and then going into day 2, did you do the first workout?
I done, yeah. So me and Jake went to the warm-up area and it was a 35-pound dumbbell. I think it was like snatches.
Yeah.
Anyway, I went to pick it up. I was thinking. No, actually, before that, there was some like they're called curb overs, where you've got across, yeah. And as I was going up, I was saying, I'm like really cramping in my abs here, yeah. And I think Jake was thinking like, what's he going on about? And then I tried to warm up with a 35-pound dumbbell, and as I went to pick it up, I was saying, I can't even pick it off the floor. And he was like, you've got 12 minutes. And I was like, I thought, I need to poker face this, but he has no idea what's coming here.
So what's going through your head at that point? You thinking, I can't even pick up a 35-pound dumbbell. I've been training with a 50-pound dumbbell. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, what is going on? And I was cramping so bad, I couldn't even keep my. So as soon as I went to pick the dumbbell up and I braced my abs, I would just cramp up and I'd like throw myself forward, and it was like a horrendous like cramp, like as if you've had like a body shot.
Yeah.
And I was thinking like, what is going on? And I remember going out and I was thinking, he was like, just do what you can. Don't tell any of these that you're like basically dying. And our plan was to just like ride it out, because I knew I was ahead, and I thought if I can shake it off for the next event, I'll be okay. And I came off that event there.
I think you had 9th, didn't you?
Yeah.
9th?
And I was just moving and moving and moving. I was going like really slow and just trying to.
Do you think you came 9th in that because of that, or was it because of the skill issue?
No, I was like cycling the dumbbell like super slow, and I was in so much pain. Even like coming off the curb overs, like people would just instantly turn. I was like going right to the end just because my head wasn't in it. I was just like, I was just trying to.
I know, because at this point when we were watching you, obviously we didn't know what was going on. Obviously no one knew. So from me as an outsider looking at watching you compete, I was like, oh, it just must be the curb overs that you're struggling with, because it's not some. I don't think you've ever done that before in the gym. The curb over, for those that don't know, is where he's on the wheelchair and you're going literally up and over a curb to the side. Yeah. So you essentially have to lift up the front.
I think it's like 8-inch.
Yeah. Lift up the front, wheel yourself over, and drop yourself off to the side, and then spin around and do it again. And I know that I'd never seen you do them before, so I was like, it just must be because it's a new movement. Like that's just what you're struggling with. But obviously, then it comes to the next workout, and obviously I look at the next workout, and it was something like ski pull-ups and dumbbell snatch or something like that. And
it's like what I do every day in the gym.
Literally I was like, oh, Aaron's going to smash this. Like this is like 3 perfect movements for him. And then obviously it comes onto the screen, and unfortunately for you, cameraman zooms in on you, and you're bawling your eyes out, super upset with a hoodie on. And I was like, what's going on? What's happened?
So I'd been brought from the medical room. I'd been there since the last event.
Yeah.
So as soon as like I did adrenaline dump off that, I was in like the worst pain I've ever been in. I had all sorts done to me: dry cupping, needling, massage.
Yeah.
I drank like 5 litres of electrolyte water, like everything, and nothing had. So I was like in there with blankets all over me, and they were like, "We need to keep you in for tomorrow. If you can shake this off, we need to wheel you out. We'll just wheel you out in blankets." And the organisers were like, "You can't do that. Like, it looks so bad for us doing that." And then they were saying, "Well, we need to keep him warm." So they're like, "We'll compromise and give him a hoodie."
Yeah.
And they said, "Just touch your ski erg handles, and then you can go back off."
I thought that might be because obviously when I saw that and I saw you touch the ski, and then all of a sudden you weren't on the screen, I was like, right, this must be minimum work requirement. You have to touch the ski.
That was it, yeah. So as soon as I touched it, I put my hand up and they took me off.
Yeah.
But that was like one of the workouts where I thought I'm definitely going to win that.
Oh, I literally had no doubt. I was like, I genuinely think you are going to win that.
Don't get me wrong, the event that I'd done prior, I was never going to win that one.
Yeah.
I was like fully prepared for that, but I thought I'll come like at least 4th or something. So I can cycle them dumbbells so much faster. I was hoping it would be £50. I was saying a jerk, like, because it'll bury most people that after, because I think it was like 10 rounds.
Yeah, it was definitely a long workout for sure.
So I wasn't worried about that. Anyway, we went back to the medical room and I was in bed all until it finished. Done the brief, and we went back, and I hoped that the next day I could wake up, and because even after that day I was still 3rd.
Yeah. No, yeah, he was still podium position after day 2. Yeah. Which is impressive considering that you obviously had to go slow in the first one and then didn't even do it. So you got a 9th and a 10th position basically.
And then I woke up the next day, I was like, I can't do it.
Yeah. What was the thought process when you woke up? Did you try and warm up, or was it just like, nah, this is just not?
No, nothing. Like even when I went to sit up, I woke up and I went to sit up and I was like spasming. I was like, this is a waste of time.
Yeah.
Like, it's pointless even going. But on the day when they sort of took me off, like all that was going through my head is like, I've put so much time and effort into this.
Yeah.
I've dragged Jake to America and this is what's happened. I was so gutted.
Of course, I mean that the mindset of, you know, the hard work that you put in and then feeling like it was a waste of time, or feeling like, you know, what's the point? Like, trust me, I've been there myself. Like I've put all the hours in, trained my ass off for 10 years, and then I get dropped for the Olympics. So I know what it's like to go.
Yeah.
You know,
it wasn't just like I've let myself down. It was more like let other people down. People who've sponsored me, people who've bought T-shirts, people who've trained with me. And
trust me, like I remember telling my parents, mate, that I'd not been picked, because for me, like obviously they're my biggest support.
Yeah.
And I just broke down because I was just like, I just felt like I'd let them down. Like I put all this work in, they supported me, and then you get to that final hurdle and you don't get over it, as it were. And I remember like walking into my house, because we'd basically been given a few days off for rest before, because I still had to go to the holding camp and stuff as reserve. And I could still be picked, but like I officially hadn't been picked on the first team roster. And I remember my dad just looked at me and went, "You've not been picked, have you?" And I was like, I just fucking burst out. It was awful, because like I knew that I'd done everything I could. I knew I trained. I knew I put the extra hours in. But then you know, not that like people don't see that, but like I didn't want my family to think that I'd not done that. You know, and you think, you know, that you have let them down. So I completely get where you're coming from in that sense. And it's funny how people revert to that, thinking, you know, I've let these people down. You know, when really like the effort that you have put in was ridiculous. We've all seen. Like we were all gutted for you here, like, because obviously, like, the messages coming back and forth was trying to find out what happened. Obviously, you know, it kind of was like Chinese whispers at one point, where it's like, what's happened? Has this happened? Did he injure himself? Was it? You know, we're trying to find out the actual details, because we were just gutted that, you know, you hadn't had the opportunity to finish the weekend, as it were. But I mean, I think what's more impressive is you weren't obviously you didn't finish the weekend because of injury. So I mean, that's nothing to be ashamed of. Injuries are injury, and obviously being able to actually move is more important than, you know, trying to sort of force your way through. But I think when you withdraw from an event, depending on the competition, they'll either leave you in or they'll drop you off the leaderboard. And I think they dropped you off the leaderboard. But if you look at the points total that you did have, you still wouldn't have finished last, would you?
No way.
Yeah, I think you would have been, what, 6th or something?
Something like that, yeah.
So I think a 6th place finish worldwide for your category, considering the circumstances and considering how well you were doing, has to be massive incentive and drive now for next season.
Oh yeah, well I think like 8 out of 9 people who competed with me, like, all messaged me on Instagram saying like, I had you down for winning that.
Yeah.
So it wasn't as if I'd gone there and done rubbish and then got injured and then I thought, like, what a waste of time. I actually came away from it thinking, well, actually I've like really put my name on the map.
100%. Like I think you've definitely made your mark.
It's only like
left your mark and scared a few
not
people.
even been a year.
Yeah, and so that's what's the scary thing is. You've not even been doing it a year, so there's still so much to learn. There's still so much to get better and improve at. I think you have to be one of the favourites going into next year, solely based off your, that first day performance. I think that's what we were thinking, that you might have injured your back because of the clean complex that you did.
No.
Because if anyone wants to go back and watch that video, it's ridiculously impressive. I still don't know how you got that. What was it? It was.
One deadlift, 2 cleans, 3 overhead press.
Yeah, and you got 80 kilos.
80 kilo, yeah.
The hand cleans itself was just. It really was impressive to watch, and obviously I know that you're only going to get stronger and obviously more confident moving forward because you'll practice your barbell technique and stuff like that as well. But I think like moving on to what's like coming off the back of that now. You took a bit of time off to sort of regather and recover, which was probably needed. What's the next aim for you? Like, what's the time frame for you? Are you thinking of doing anything beforehand?
Well, I've missed Wadapalooza.
Because? Just missed the qualifiers, you just didn't want
to... I just wasn't aware of the... I wasn't aware that they were like now.
Okay.
So I've missed them. I probably will do them workouts.
Just to see where you would...
I mean, there's no rush, but I might like do them next month or something and just see where I would have sort of like finished out. But I think I'm going to look for like a adaptive competition in like Europe or somewhere like that, I think. I mean, I don't want to go all the way to America.
It's a long way to go, mate. Like, I mean, that's, again, that could have been part and parcel of your dehydration, as it were, because you travelled for, it's a 16-hour...
26 hours.
Yeah, so it's a 16-hour flight, plus all the time either side in that as well. And obviously for someone like, in your position, it's not a comfortable trip.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, flying alone is difficult for a lot of people, but for someone in your position, it's obviously there's that added extra. My question is, I know a competition that's coming up, and I think you should definitely enter it.
Which one?
It's acid bath.
I can't do the C2 bike, can I?
We'll change it for you. We'll adapt it. We'll adapt it, and we'll make it the Echo bike for you.
I was thinking that.
I think we can look into it. We'll look into like the distance. I mean, I don't think you've got no qualms on the ski and the row. You can smash them out, and then
could do Echo bike.
Yeah, and we can work out a distance for you to do on the Echo bike.
Yeah.
Because I think it'd be a cool little sort of competition element experience, and also like, I'd love to see it in terms of like, athletes versus adaptive athlete in the same sort of sprint race. It'd be pretty cool to see. Because yours essentially would be the opposite. So obviously the acid bath itself for the normal workout is you push that hard that you then can't walk or can't make it to the finish line. You essentially would be in a wheelchair and your arms would be that fatigued. Would you be able to push the wheels and keep moving? So I think it's like the opposite.
Well, I think the Echo bike at the end would be horrendous. It's bad enough. It's bad enough for the best of times after 2 sprints.
But I do think you've got that determination. You've got that grit as well, and I think that's one of the things that I'm more impressed with is someone that's not come from a competitive background to go straight in at the deep end and have that competitive drive. And you do find yourself quite often in that dark place, which not many people can take themselves to. And I think that has to be testament to you that you're able to get yourself into that position, because a lot of people can finish a workout and be like, oh my God, that was so hard. But there are so many times where some people, they shy away from that pain cave. They shy away from going to that dark place. And for someone that's not been a competitive athlete before, going into this and training that in that environment where you are going into those pain caves and are going to those dark places is actually a very impressive thing, because not many people know how to go there. So I think that's like I say, something for you to take away as opposed to like, I know how to do that. I know how to push myself, and I know how to sort of close my eyes and just absolutely, grind it out. And obviously now you're like looking, obviously, possibly do something in Europe at an adaptive comp, and you've said you've done these, marathon rows and stuff before. Is there anything like any of those kind of little challenges that you want to do beforehand, before the end of the year as well, or?
Maybe, sort of. If someone puts me up for something, I might.
That's fair. And
I like something to sort of work towards, because otherwise I'm sort of motivated by something like that. So if I know the Open's coming up, I'll train really hard. You know when you say like about going to like a dark place?
Yeah.
It's hard to sort of get yourself there for sort of like, not for no reason, but you think like, am I really pushing myself this hard for no reason? Like I'm only training.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're training for something, then it's a lot easier, isn't it?
No, so that's what I mean. When you do have that target, when you have that goal, and I personally, talking about targets, I do think that obviously, you know, if and when, and I'll say when you qualify for the games next year, I think that target is going to be on your back, especially for those people that have watched you compete and competed against you at the games this year. So I think even the commentary team that was commentating on your workouts, I think they were a bit surprised with your clean and stuff. I don't think many people have seen that before. So I think the target's going to be firmly on your back as well.
No, but that's what I want.
Yeah.
Because that'll
spur you on.
Yeah.
So obviously the big goal for you is going back to the games, and obviously podium finish, and obviously the highlight, the career highlight for you would obviously be that gold medal. I just want to sort of like wrap it up a little bit now, and I think the important thing that I wanted to get across is like, what would your message be to not just someone that's in the same position as you, not just someone that wants to go to the adaptive games, but just anyone watching? What's your message on how to go about life and how to pursue what you want, as it were? Like, because obviously you've had a full turnaround where you've gone through a life-changing experience, but you could have so easily gone the opposite direction.
Yeah, well, I when I was in hospital, I was visited by a guy called Andy Bell, and he said to me, focus on what you can do, not what you can't do. Because if you look at all the things you can't do, he was in the same position as me, so he also went to a local MMA gym, and he was knocked off his motorbike.
Yeah.
And he was sort of saying, like, if you think like, I'll never box again, I'll never do this again, I'll never do that again, you just go crazy. Whereas if you think, oh well, I can still do this or I can still do that, it gives you sort of like, it gives you the opportunity to try and pursue something.
Yeah.
So I think like, even like people who say like, oh, I've got a bad knee, I can't train, like, you can do something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you'll always surprise yourself actually what you can do.
And you've got a daughter as well, haven't you? That obviously, I guess that's probably that spurs you on even more to be like, I want to be able to do stuff with her.
Yeah, well, that was another thing. Like, I wanted to be on my feet for her. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even now, like some of the stuff I do day to day, like it's really tough. Like I'll never let anyone know, but it's like even like, let's say we were like walking on the beach, like it's not easy. It's just like sinking and like.
Yeah, no, of course.
But you just got to get on with it, haven't you? Character building.
Well, that's the thing. It's funny you say that. We've just got to get on with it. Like, but you still have to have that mindset to do that, because some people could so easily just be like, "This is stupid. I'm not doing this. This is a waste of my time." Whereas obviously, I feel like it's as if really like every day is a test, and you're sort of like trying to beat that test or complete that test every day, as it were. And I think it's for me, it's very inspiring watching what you've done. Obviously, mate, we're extremely proud of what you did at the games, and obviously we're gutted for you, but also like it's weird because obviously we're gutted and upset for you, but at the same time still like in awe of what you had done. So to me that outweighed what you had already done, and the journey up to that point as well outweighed the disappointment for yourself at the end of that weekend. I from speaking to you previously as well, straight away I was like, I know this is only going to spur him on more. Yeah,
there's more to come. It was just unfortunate, but it's not over.
But it's a learning curve as well. Like I said, it's your first competition. You learn and you adapt and you move on. And mate, obviously, thanks very much for joining me. Obviously, your story is very inspiring. Obviously, I just wanted to keep going. I don't think there's even any point in me saying don't give up, because it's not going to happen. But yeah, that's episode 6 with Arron Honzik, and keep your eyes peeled. We'll have some more guests over the course of the next few weeks from different sports, and yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications. Peace.
Thank you very much.